Imagine you are building a program to store information about thousands of students, their name, roll number, and marks. You could store everything in variables, but managing that would be messy, right? So, C gives us structures to organize our data. But when programs grow bigger, passing structure around becomes inefficient. That is where our structure pointers come into play. Hello everyone, welcome back to One Shot Coding. In this video, we will understand what structure pointers are, why they are used, how to access structure members using pointers, the arrow operators, and we'll see a quick example step by step. By the end of this video, structures pointer will feel very easy to use. Before we talk about structure pointers, let's quickly revise what a structure is. So we have already discussed this in the last video, right? A structure in C is a user-defined data type that allows us to store multiple variables of different data types under a single name, right? Here, let's first go to our code editor and we will quickly create a structure. This one we have already done in our last class as well, but let's again create a structure. So, we'll write struct keyword, then we write our structure name, right? So, struct student. Now, in this structure, let's create a variable roll, then we'll create a variable marks and let's give a character grade. Okay, this is how we create a structure in C, right? In the last, we will always add a semicolon. Now, I will create a variable using this structure. Okay, so we know this how we create a variable using this structure. We'll again use the struct keyword, then we will give the structure name. My structure name is student, and then we give our variable name. So let's give our variable name as S1. Then now, if you want to give values to this, we know that we have dot operator. We use dot operator to assign values to our structure members, right? So right now in the student structure, we have three members: roll, marks, and grade. Let's assign the values of each member one by one. So we'll write S1 dot roll equals to 1001 suppose. Then we'll write S1 dot marks equals to, let's give something 80.5 because it is a float value, right? So we'll give in the decimals. Then we'll assign S1 dot grade. Now grade is a character. So let's give suppose A. So now we have created our structure student and then we declared a structure student type of variable. My variable name is S1. Then we have initialized the values of our S1 variable, right? Now, the problem here is, imagine if your structure contains many fields or large data like arrays. Suppose in this structure we have so many fields, okay. Now, when we pass this structure to a function, okay, if we are passing this structure to a function, we know that the entire structure will be copied. It will be passed by value, right? So, in pass by value, what happens? Or call by value, we say it call by value. In call by value, what happens if we pass a structure student to a function? Original structure will not be passed, a copy of this will be passed, right? To solve this problem, we have a structure pointers. Okay, now let's quickly come back to our structure pointers. What is a structure pointer? A structure pointer is simply a pointer that stores the address of a structure variable. Okay, it is same like a normal pointer. In normal pointer, we store address of variables. Similarly, we have a structure pointer. In this, we will store the address of a structure variable instead of normal variable. Okay, now quickly let's see the syntax. Okay, the syntax of, let me change my pen color quickly. Let's take a white color. And then the syntax of the pointer says, we'll first write the struct keyword, then we will write the structure name. Okay, we will write the structure name. After this, we'll write the pointer name. All right, this is the syntax of our structure pointer. Now let's see example of this, how we will use this syntax. So here we are writing struct keyword, first one, then my structure name. So my structure name is student, okay, and then we'll write the pointer name. So let's give a pointer name. Here I am using PTR. You can give any name here, okay. This is our pointer name. So in place of pointer name, it is our choice. Based on our preference, we can give any name. Alright. Now, how we will assign address to a structure pointer? We will assign address similarly how we are assigning address of a normal variable into a pointer. You will see here I have created a variable struct student s1. So this s1 will have some address, right? Now I want to store the address of s1. Suppose this s1 is having address 1000. I want to store the address of s1 1000 to my pointer. So here I am creating a pointer struct student star ptr. Now if you remember about pointers, if we want to store address of a variable, so we will create a pointer of the same type of our variable, right? Suppose my variable is integer type, integer a, and I want to store the address of this a variable. Then what we do? We create a pointer also of integer type. Yes or no? Correct? We create a pointer also of integer type, then only we can store the address of a. Similar to this here, my s1 variable is of struct student type, correct? So we cannot store address of struct student in a integer type or other data type. It should be of same data type. So for this reason only we are creating pointer also of struct student data type. So now my s1 variable and star ptr variable both are of same data type. Okay. So now we are done declaring a pointer. Now we will store the address of s1 into the pointer. It is very simple. We will write our pointer name ptr equals to, we use address of operator, right? Ampersand s1. My variable name is s1. So now my pointer will store 1000. If the address of s1 is suppose 1000, this pointer will contain 1000. Alright. Now let's quickly go and write this code. So here we have already created a variable s1. We have initialized the values also. Now I want to create a pointer, structure, pointer. So I will write structure. My data type is student. Then we will give the pointer name star ptr. Then now in this pointer I want to store the address of what? I want to store address of s1, right? So we will write pointer equals to address of s1. Now my pointer is pointing to the variable s1. We know in pointers that if it contains address of s1, now I can access each member of the student s1 variable using this pointer address, correct? Now let's see how we are going to access those things, okay? So we'll come later. Accessing structure members using pointer. We can access structure members in two ways. There are two ways if I want to access structure members using a pointer. The first method is called dereferencing, using dereferencing. Okay, we will use dereferencing. How we do dereferencing? We will write star ptr in brackets. Okay, star ptr dot roll equals to 101. So suppose my ptr is having 1000 address. So in the above we have assumed that my ptr is 1000 address. So what we are saying is star 1000. Star 1000 star simply means value at. We have discussed this in earlier slides as well, right? Star means value at. Value at 1000, okay? Whatever is the value at 1000 dot roll number. Go to this 1000 and check the roll number. Okay, we are simply saying go to this 1000 address and update the roll of 1000 with 101. Okay, this is what we are doing here. Again, star ptr dot marks, dereferencing. We'll dereference here and marks. So we'll access the marks at 1000 address. Okay, and we will give the values. This is the first method. Alright. Now there is one more method. If I want to access a structure members using pointer, the second method is our arrow operators. Okay. Instead of writing star ptr dot roll number, we can simply write ptr arrow operator roll. Okay. It is same like writing the above one. Okay, this is the shortcut. We can say it is a shortcut of this. Instead of writing this complete line, what I will write my pointer name ptr, and this is arrow operator, okay, and my member name. My member is roll. So we will write PTR arrow operator roll. It will simply give us the roll number 101. So we'll get 101. Okay. Now let's go to the code editor and quickly see this. Okay. So now I told you that let's simply, because we have already given all the values to our structure student S1 variable, now we will print these values. Okay. So let's write printf and %d/n. Now I want to print this roll number. Okay. So what I will do here, we'll use the dereferencing. What we'll do, star ptr first method, okay, dot roll. See the first method using the dereferencing. Okay, let's print one more value and let's give %d/n, again dereference star ptr arrow operator, sorry, dot. Right now we are talking about dot. Then you will print marks. Marks is what, which data type? Our marks is of float data type, right? So we cannot give %d. Let's give percentage %.2f. Up to 2 decimal place will print. Okay. Let's again print one more value, that is percentage C, comma. Now we have grade, right? So we will write star pointer dereferencing dot grade. Okay, and we are done. Let's add /n here as well. In the last we'll write return 0, and now we are done. So what we are doing, we are printing, go to this address of star ptr, go to the address of S1 and give me roll. Then we are saying go to the address of S1 and give me marks. Go to the address of S1 and give me grade. Okay, so we have written all the code. Now let's quickly run this code. Fine. So we'll run this code now. Let me write gcc. My file name is pointers.c/a.exe. Now we will see the output. The output first value is 1001, the value of roll number that we have initialized here. Second value is 80.50 and third value is A. So we have printed roll number, marks and grade. Now this is the first method. Okay, this is the method 1 using dereferencing. We are using, what we are doing here, dereferencing. Alright. Now let's do one change here. Okay, instead of this, we know that the second method says that I can use a arrow operator, right? Instead of dot operator. To use arrow operator, we will simply write pointer arrow operator roll number. Alright. Same thing will update for all of the values. So simply write pointer arrow operator marks and pointer arrow operator grade. So write pointer arrow operator grade and we are done. Now we are using the arrow operator to access our members using the pointer. Fine. Now if I again save this code and I will run it, our values will be printed. Okay. Let me first compile the code and then we will run this code. Fine. Now you can see the output here. All the three values are getting printed. Correct? So this is how we will create a pointer, and in this pointer we can store the address of our structure student type, and we can access each elements of the variable S1 using the arrow operator instead of dot operator while using structure pointers. Okay. Now let's come back to the next topic. Now we are going to see how we will pass our structure pointer with functions. Okay. So we know that if we are normally going to pass a structure variable into a function, then copy will be passed, right? So instead of passing the structure variable, now we will pass a structure pointer to our function. So you can see here we have written, instead of copying the entire structure, we only pass the address. This saves memory and improves performance. So you will see here wide display function, we are calling this function inside main. Instead of passing the entire structure, we are simply giving address of S1. Whatever is the address of S1 variable, that we are passing to the function, and in the function parameter we are passing structure student pointer. Now let's quickly run this code. We'll run this code and we'll see how our structure pointers are passed into a function. Okay. So to print all the values instead of printing inside the main, now what we will do, we'll create a function here. Okay. And I will write void. The function name is display. In this function now we can pass our structure student pointer. So my pointer name was what? PTR. Alright, if I am passing this pointer here, now I can again access all of these values inside this function. What we will do here, we will simply do Control X because I want to print all of these values, right? So I will paste the same things here. Okay. Now you can see here in the void display function, we are passing what? Structure student pointer. Okay. And inside the function, we are simply printing pointer arrow operator roll number, pointer arrow operator marks, and pointer arrow operator grade. Now let's again go to the main function. Now instead of printing here, we will simply call the function. My function name is display. We will pass call the function display. In this, now what we will pass? We will pass address of our variable. So we are writing ampersand s1. This will simply call the function display, okay, and address of s1 will be stored in the pointer. Then we are saying whatever is the address of s1, that address, roll number of that address, okay, then marks of that address, then grade of that address. All the values will be printed. Let's again quickly run this code and let's see the output now. So again this function will be called and values will be printed. So we'll write gcc pointers.c /a.exe. You can see here again our all three values, our roll number, our marks and grade is getting printed, right? So this is how we are going to pass a structure pointer to a function, and we can access each elements of the variable inside the function using the pointer. Okay. So now we will see where are these structure pointers used. Okay, these structure pointers are heavily used in our linked list implementation, our trees, our graphs, in dynamic memory allocation and large data structures. So almost every complex data structure in C relies on structure pointers. That is why it is very important for us to understand how our structure pointers works in C. Okay. So in this video, we have learned what a structure pointer is, how to declare a structure pointer, how to assign a structure address, how to access members using star ptr.member, right, dereferencing, then how to use the arrow operator, and why structure pointers are important in real programs. If you found this explanation helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel